Mass Movement in the spotlight.
All right, tonight we're so lucky to be joined from the guys from the Temper Trap. How are you?
We're great.
So awesome to have you here because I wanted to clear up rumors because the internet is not always the best. And I'm pretty sure the Temper Trap was not your original name, but the rumor was that you didn't really like the name that you came up with, even though I think it's kind of a cool name. Is that true?
Yeah, that is true. We did used to be called Temper, which I think the four of us thought was a much better name than Temper Trap. But there was a band out of Milwaukee, I think, that already had that name. So back when we first kind of signed, yeah, we were forced to go back to the drawing board, and Temper Trap's what we came up with. And I don't think any of us are particularly excited by it. But, you know, band name's one of those things that fans can find something in. Some people will like it, some people won't, no matter what it is. So it's not the end of the world.
And another rumor I'd heard is that you guys aren't really a fan of the remixes that are done on your songs, even though that's how I first discovered you was on a remix. Is that true too?
Yeah, I mean, it's not all of them. Certainly there's been a few. I mean, the Axwell one was one that we didn't really get that into. But, you know, we've just done a remix album and there's been a lot of really good stuff that came out of that. So it's one of those things, you know, not everyone's going to do something that's to your taste. Sometimes people will surprise you in good ways. Other times you wish you hadn't sent them the tracks in the first place.
So let's talk about the remix album because you've got some amazing names on there. I saw Adam Freeland, Hervé. How did you guys go about deciding who would get to remix the tracks?
Well, some of them were already done, you know, the stuff we've done for singles. So we had like Fader, Sweet Disposition, Love Lost, and Science of Fear. So we've done stuff for them already. So we had like 4 or 5 and we picked the best one that we liked. There's an American guy, Alan Wilkes, who did a great remix of Sweet Disposition. And Rollo and Sister Bliss from Faithless did a really cool thing for Love Lost. And after that, you know, we just kind of went through some kind of more up and coming London people. We got these guys, Breton Labs, to do an amazing remix of Drum Song. Another kind of dubstep guy from England, Roscoe, did a cool one for Soldier On as well. So it's a really nice mix of different styles and stuff, and the album's kind of come together in a pretty good way. So hopefully once it comes out, people get excited about it.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that the one remix you weren't too fond of was the Axwell one, because that's kind of how I discovered you guys.
Were you partying in Ibiza?
I think a lot of people are to that record. But I mean, since then, I just see this song everywhere. I mean, from Coca-Cola advertisements to 500 Days of Summer. How did this song basically change your lives?
Well, we used to get around in a splitter van, and now we've got a big bus. So that's one kind of clear evidence how it's changed our lives. I guess it's the one song that really sort of connected with the public, and yeah, it's helped us go from like point A, which is where we're playing tiny clubs and struggling to get on festival bills and whatnot, to playing like Coachella or like, you know, Terminal 5 in New York and stuff like that. So it's amazing.
Now, it's not often that bands actually connect with people. That's a huge goal. Like, what was the inspiration behind Sweet Disposition?
I guess I don't really know where the inspiration came from at the time. I guess, you know, we were listening to a lot of different stuff that had a lot of layers and was a little bit ethereal. And I guess it just kind of came out of the blue. You know, I was just sitting at home just playing around with the guitar and playing around with the delay sound and came up with something that I liked, and I went into the studio and played it to the rest of the boys, and we all just kind of came together immediately. It was one of those songs that really happened quite quickly, and I think, you know, within 2 or 3 practice sessions it was kind of done. So, you know, we definitely felt that there was something special about it, but we never knew that it was going to have the amount of success that it has.
It's nice when things come together naturally like that. For the people out there that haven't heard it, let's share it with them now. Why don't you guys introduce it?
The song is called Sweet Disposition.
Join the movement now at massmovementradio.com.